Here's how men harass women in the workplace without even knowing it. This just happened to me this morning. So I get into the elevator and there's a guy in the elevator, and ladies, you can always tell when a guy's interested in you, right? Like his eyes get all big. He's like, hey, how you doing? And he's looking at me like he hasn't eaten for days and I'm a piece of fried chicken. So I'm like, hi, how are you? And I push the floor that I'm going. He's like, oh, what's new and exciting on the 8th floor? Oh, I don't know. We're in an office building and I'm dressed like this. I'm going to a freaking party. Where the hell do you think I'm going? So I look at him, I said, that's where I work, being very short and curt so he understands that I don't want to engage. Then he says, oh, so what type of work do you do? Clearly not getting the hint. Again, I was short. I said, I do M&A work. I didn't even look at the guy. So he gets to his floor, he gets off, the door closes. I'm like, oh my God, thank God that's over. I was just feeling so uncomfortable in that elevator. So I come upstairs to my office, I put my stuff down, I go back out to get some water, and I pass the reception area. And guess who's there harassing the receptionist about me? He's telling her, yeah, I'm looking for this woman that looks like this, that's dressed like this. And she's trying to make him go away, and he's not going away.
So far, fam, I fail to see the harassment. Everything she just explained could be completely summed up as small talk. Ladies, I'm not saying women don't get harassed at work. Yes, it exists for men and women. All of you have to admit her interpretation of his gaze and simple small talk isn't harassment. Hell, even him asking the receptionist where he can find her desk isn't harassment. This so far pretty much can be attributed to her internal feelings, which are under her control, not his. I'm against any form of blatant harassment. Small talk is not that. Fam, it's like some of these women who make these videos think the world revolves around their feelings. What kind of a clown world does she want that people need to look away and be silent in her presence? Guys, it's time to go to work. Put on your blinders and a shock collar to make sure she gets the warm and fuzzies.
And he looks at me and I look at him. He's like, oh, hi. And he walks up to me and I'm feeling so uncomfortable. And he's like, this is my card and maybe we can do some business together. I'd love for us to have lunch. So I look at him, I said, you know what? You're not fooling anyone. The reason you're up here is not because you think we can do business together. It's because you want to hit on me. And I could see that from the second that I walked in the elevator. And now you followed me up to my place of employment to ask me out, which is completely inappropriate. I said, if I ever see you on this floor again, I'm going to call security. So get your ass back downstairs. So he left. But what men don't understand is how creepy this makes us feel. Do you understand that every time now that I go out there, I'm like, oh my God, is he gonna be there? Every time I get into the elevator, I'm gonna be freaked out wondering if he's gonna walk into the elevator and see me. And every time I'm in the garage, I'm gonna feel the same exact way. And I'm no longer comfortable in my place of employment. Where you work should be a safe zone where a woman does not feel like she has to push men off her. This isn't a freaking bar. So don't ever ask a woman out at her place of employment, regardless of whether you work with her or not, because all it does is it creeps us the hell out and makes us feel extremely uncomfortable.
Can anyone please point out to me how exactly any form of intimacy harassment was proven without a shadow of a doubt in her story? He offered her a business card, requested a future possible business endeavor over lunch. Ladies, let me make this real clear to you. When all of you complain that you don't get treated like your male counterparts at work or you are left out of business networking, this boss babe right here is one of the prime reasons why 9 out of 10 times that happens to you. If trying to do any type of networking with a businesswoman comes with this level of risk, men will simply not take it. This happens more often than you think, and men will protect themselves by avoiding even the remote possibility of this happening to them. Think of it this way. She could have included his name or job location and with a baseless accusation done damage to his career. The point being, fam, the ones who lose are the women who don't get an invite to the network. Moving on.
Women lose out on job opportunities because some men don't know how to respect us. Because some men need to size us and see us as objects. Because some men can't take us seriously. Like, there have been times, like personal story time, I've worked with producers. So I'm like, my life path, I'm in the music road. I'm in the entertainment industry. I'm trying to be in that industry. I'm going to the music industry, music business, all that stuff, right? And I've tried to work with producers, and a lot of them are men. And I've had, 3 encounters, and every single one of them wanted to sleep with me and hook up with me. One of them wanted to hook up with me and work with me. And when I said I didn't want to hook up with them, it was just like, we're just not going to work together anymore then. And I was like, okay,
Hold up there, queen. One thing that I'm just not a fan of are stories of the powerful abusing the powerless. But what I despise even more than that are baseless accusations. A pie-in-the-sky story that will have devastating consequences backed up only by, well, this is story time, is disgusting. That story she just said isn't just illegal. If true, it would have made some heads roll. But methinks there is zero evidence to back up that claim. Fam, you ever heard the story of the boy who cried wolf? Well, the modern day version of this is the queen who called HR.
And then another dude was just trying to help me with like studio time and sessions and to help me be like a producer, and then he had his own label, and I was just like, it seemed like a great opportunity at first, but it was not safe for me, and boundaries were definitely passed. Like, he started talking to me, and this guy was like mid-40s, so I couldn't work with him because boundaries were being overstepped. He was talking to me like about his life and everything, and then he told me that I could like stay at his place, like if I ever need a place to stay. I was like, and use the studio, like some other, like, it's weird. It's like these men will want to help you because they want to get in your pants and not because of actual work opportunities.
He started talking to me intimately. He started talking to me about his intimacy life. Fam, do you actually think people on the internet listening to these I'm the poor victim stories have no understanding of how the HR policies at the job place work? Does this queen want to go up the corporate ladder by refusing to follow up with a documented harassment incident report? Fam, that's like a firefighter refusing medical assistance evaluation after being in a burning building and then complaining people don't understand not getting medical treatment from being a firefighter. There are several policies in place on several levels to help fight this exact type of abuse. Who are you trying to kid there, queen?
There's been so many times that men have offered help or an opportunity for me, but they had ulterior motives, and so I had to end up turning it down or backing out of it because it was not safe for me to do. It's just so much deceptive behavior. And the funny thing is, with the older producer, I called him out for it. I told him, like, you make me uncomfortable, you say this and all that stuff. Like, I called him out. I called him out for everything, and I was like, I don't know if you're trying to like groom me or like whatever, because like he even told me, he's like, yeah, I've dated girls your age. Like, I dated this girl that was like 23. I'm 21. At the time when I met him, I was 20, and this man has a full-blown daughter that's only a few years younger than me. And then he straight up lied. Like, he lied and blocked me on everything, but then I also blocked him on everything. But he was like saying like, oh, like, thank you, like, me and my wife did our best to take care of you. Sorry you were assaulted. He knew that because he stalked my TikTok. So not only did he lie through his teeth because he knows he did something wrong. Number two, he tried to use my trauma against me.
Wait a second. Did she literally say, sorry you were blank assaulted? He knew that because he stalked my TikTok? In other words, he wasn't the one who assaulted her? All she said is he opened up about his past intimacy relationships. At no point did she say he directly insisted or even invited her to bed. Fam, if he blocked this queen on everything, maybe he was protecting himself after she called him out, which isn't an HR complaint. Although I give her props and a bunch of points for having the courage to confront him about his improper topics. Was this guy in the wrong? No doubt it was an uncalled for subject, although we don't know the entire context of the conversation. The point I am trying to make is having uncomfortable conversations at work with your boss is not limited to just women. Men have to listen to bad conversations as well, but it's part of having thick enough skin to get to the next level. Ladies, here's a little secret for all of you. Subordinate men have to hear their bosses talk about, oh, I don't know, my ex-husband is now with a younger woman, or my overweight sister-in-law is in town. If you take her out, I'll put a good word in for your promotion. Or, I don't feel like traveling just before Thanksgiving. You take this one. Or, my husband is cheating on me. You find out with who, and your name won't be on the chopping block when the budget cuts come. Ladies, men have their fair share of harassment as well. Moving on.
Women in the workplace are bullied or harassed by another woman.
This is 100% true. Now, I've been bullied by both men and women in the workplace, and they were both bad, but they were different kinds of bullying. The male bullying was aimed at sabotaging me for failure and making me look like I wasn't technically competent at my job. They wanted to appear smarter than me. The woman bullying was psychological warfare, controlling, trying to destroy my image, trying to make me look lazy, trying to make me look like I didn't have a work ethic, or at least a very poor work ethic. She was directly going after my character and how people saw me at work. The female bully was much harder to deal with the male bully. When I told people I was being bullied by a male, immediately people wanted to step in and defend me. With a woman, no one gave a It was like, well,
Booyah! Get some, fam! This queen crushed it! Not just did she make it clear that a bully is not limited to what's in between their legs, but the most important thing that women love to ignore is that at work, a support system is in place if it is a male bully. If it's a female bully, you out of luck, sister. In fact, in 2016, Science Direct, link in the description, stated scientists conducted a study with over 11,600 US employees and found that women were less satisfied with their jobs when they reported to a female boss, whereas men showed no difference in job satisfaction based on their supervisor's gender. The study also states it's a common belief is that this is mere queen bee syndrome, which is a phenomenon where a female in a position of authority behaves in a hostile or condescending manner towards other female employees. Ladies, there is no doubt in my mind most of you have worked for a queen bee at one point. Dang, ladies, it didn't dawn on men when you wanted that female empowerment. It included making other women your peons to lash out at. But hey, working for a boss was liberation from the bondages of being a housewife with everything paid for. I'm just saying, if you enjoy this audit, click on the video in the end screen for more content. If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.